Hello there, Stergios. Let's have a look. So, improvements in the development of poor nations. However, governments should take. Okay, then let's see. So, it's been claimed that it has been claimed that education, trade, and health sectors. Okay, health, education, and trade. Okay, I'm sure I've said it before, but it's better to avoid taking vocabulary direct from the question. Okay, we could say commerce, we could say intellectual development, we could say hospital services or whatever. Okay, but there's usually some synonyms. And the most important factors for the progress of poorer countries, certain people opine that developed nations can provide the optimum assistance to accomplish it. Can provide assistance, because it's not really the correct usage of optimum. Okay, can provide assistance to accomplish this. I know it is a fan because we're going to use this now. This essay will examine the reasons for this trend and discuss the assistance that can be given by developing countries. Can be given by developing countries or developed countries. I think you wanted to say developed there. Okay, let's see. Firstly, the main target of developing countries should be on the education as well as the health sector. Okay, if you're saying this, you're assuming that developing countries only care about the health sector, which is quite a big assumption. The predominant reason for this is that people need a better healthcare system and a higher quality acquisition of knowledge. Now it's a contradiction, okay, because now you're saying, first you said they should do this as well as this, and then you're saying that it's important and this is important. Okay, so there's a bit of a contradiction there, Stergios. Although nowadays the world is facing an economic crisis, still progressive countries can provide not only teachers and doctors. Progressive, wealthy countries, Western countries, developed countries, richer nations. Okay, there's lots of alternatives we could have used instead of progressive. Okay, not only teaching doctors, but also a tremendous amount of equipment. Good. For example, just jump into the example now. Okay. For example, the United States provided over 3 million euros worth of equipment for Sierra Leone, whatever. Okay. Moreover, providing a wide variety of different kinds. Okay. Redundancy, wide variety of different kinds. Okay, we could say a wide variety of medicines, or providing different kinds of medicines, and we're saying the same thing. Okay, we don't need to use both of those terms. Okay, one is sufficient. To the third world countries, moreover, can prevent many infections among people. A recent study, for instance, has shown that the prevention of Ebola due to the medicines and diagnosis of highly educated doctors that countries from all over the world provide to African people. Therefore, this support is one of the greatest achievements for humankind. Okay, very good, very good. All right. I would have just been a little bit briefer at the beginning, okay, or even maybe in the middle when I said jump to the example. That's good though. That's good. Big improvement there, Stergios. Secondly, commerce is without good. Secondly, commerce is without doubt the most indispensable type of assistance that can be given. It is irrefutable that countries are deeply involved in to support the poorer nations with food products as well as clothes. Okay, it's too vague. Which countries? Rich countries or poor countries? Okay? Okay, but it doesn't really make sense either. Okay, first you're saying that trade is good, okay, and then you're saying there's no doubt that that rich countries, okay, help the poor countries with food and clothes. So first you're saying trade is the most important, then you say rich countries. There's no doubt that rich countries help poor countries with food and clothes. So why don't we just stick with commerce? Okay, this is because commerce opens up factories, provides employment, and provides a sense of opportunity for the country. Also, developed countries can make a deal with poorer ones about their land resources such as petrol. For example, as long as poorer countries achieve trade with the other, there will be a steady progress for a nation. No, that's not really an example. For example, I don't know, the Chinese government recently signed numerous trade agreements with African countries to obtain their natural resources. Eventually, the more commerce between the countries, the faster the progress of the nation will be. Okay. Remember your examples, Stergios. In conclusion, it is evident that there are many benefits of this assistance. Everything considered, despite the global economic crisis, I still agree that a healthy as well as educated society is the backbone of any successful nation. Very good, very good. Okay, just need to pay attention to those conclusions, those examples, okay, and just keeping it a little bit brief because I'm pretty certain you're over that word count. Okay, the line graph provides an overview of the total amount of member income in the USA between 1990 and 2000, while the pie chart compares the share of exports, or the global share of exports in 2000. Good! That's a good introduction. Okay? Overall, there was a constant increase in the total members' income. The total numbers of member income. Okay, there was an increase in the total number of member income. Let's just have a look at this. Total member income. Okay, yeah, so overall there was a constant increase in total member income, and it reached its highest point in 1997. However, Bensland and Jamesland had the largest proportion share of exports, whereas the smallest were in Peterland and Joeland. Okay, not popularity. Okay, it's just market share. That's all. Nothing to do with popularity. Or the smallest proportion, maybe. That's going to be seen in the graph. The total amount. No, overall, your overall sentence should go at the end. Okay? Should go right at the end and act like a conclusion. Okay? So as can be seen in the graph, the total amount of member income began the period at just over 120,000 US billion. Then it rose gradually to 140 US billion in 1994. In the following years, although the total amount of member income soared to a high of good, in 1997 the period ended with the same figures as what? As the start, as the middle, as the soared to a high of 178 US billion in 1997. Member income stayed at this level for the rest of the period, would be more precise. Going to the pie chart, not really according to the pie chart, we could just say, we could just say with regards to the pie chart, Bensland and Jamesland were the most, we've already said that as well, so we could say with regards to the pie chart, Andy Land followed Bensland and Jamesland with the third largest portion of 75,000 US billion. There were almost the equal amount of proportion share of exports. There was an almost, let's see, the share of exports between Timsland, Herbertland, Fedland and Darrenland were almost of equal proportions at around 45 to 56 US billion. Okay, we're so close there because we've got the right data. You've selected perfectly the data there. Just need to slightly organize that sentence a little bit better. In addition, the least common share, the smallest portions pertain to Joeland and Peterland at roughly, or we could say Joeland and Peterland with between 12 and 11,000 US billion respectively. Then we put this overall sentence. Alright, Stergios? Okay, so keep them coming, you're doing well. Let's just carry on improving, okay? Make sure you're making a list of all the errors as well, and you're correcting these ones, okay?